Welcome to the garage. Today we're gonna do like a really short video on the FT450, the one I got. FT450 is the manual that came with the car, and in my opinion, it is very simple. It's got a bunch of things that he tells you what the 450 has, 555, and the 600, more or less. So this is kind of like I wire mine. I'm gonna go to my computer over there and show you guys. So let me see if I can explain this real quick. Blue ones. The blue ones, I think blue ones for the injector. So I'm running same as sequential. So I was using 3 outputs for 6 injectors, 2 per injector. 2 per output. So that's how I use 3. Then my 4th one I use it for the boost controller. My 5th one I put it for the fuel pump, and my 6th one I'm gonna use it for my or I think I used my 6th one. No, my 6th one is empty, and that one is gonna be for the VVTi because I'm gonna be running VVTi, and eventually Fueltech is gonna control VVTi. So that's why it says empty in there. Then for my let me see. So that's for the gray outputs. The gray outputs are for the coils. So I use 3 because I'm running waste spark. So 1 wire per every 2 coils, and that's how I'm running that. And then my 4th gray one is for the tachometer. All right, so inputs. So this is all my inputs. So I'm running, I don't have it all listed here, but 5-4 coolant temp, 7-8 temp, flexible sensor 6, TPS 4, and then I'm running I forgot, I'm running 2 more things on my inputs, where I only have 1 left. So I'm running 6 things on my inputs. I forgot. I'll check on the computer now. And then the rest is straightforward. You got chassis to ground, 12 volts from relay, RPM signal out, input, which that's come from the crank. All right, and then you got more inputs here. These are the same inputs since the ones over here. These white ones, white one. Those are our inputs. And the 5-volt sensor that I have it to my TPS, and that's pretty much it, man. It's fairly simple to wire, man, and you have a lot. This thing comes like super detailed on every single thing you can do with this little computer. So let's go over to the car, and then my brother, are you gonna get one soon? All right. So let's jump over to the car. Alright, let me see if I can shut the light off so you guys can see better. There we go. So I'm gonna turn it on. I just changed the oil. I was using the car today. So when you put the key on, you can hear the pump. Boom. Jumping to the mat. It starts right up. Right. So I'm gonna do the best I can to show you guys this. I'm gonna turn on the AC because I'm gonna be here a little bit, and let me how do I turn this thing on? AC. Wait, not here. Oh, it died. Still cold. I gotta bring up the RPM over there. So I brought up the RPM a little bit. Let me see if it turns off now. I'm still gonna have to bring it up a little bit more. It's still a little bit too low. Let's bring it up. let's see now. That's a little better, still a little low. I didn't move it much. But I mean, my first display here, let me show you what I got. I got my map sensor, whatever is reading, RPM. I got my engine coolant temp. This is not calibrated yet. My air fuel ratios. Oh, let me see. You see it's running a little bit, it's running way too lean. That might be my problem. So I go to main fuel, and then I go click this little bubble here, and I see here it's way too. Oh, you see it's fixing the idle. So there. Let me give you a little more fuel. Yeah, fixing the idle right now. Let me play with this thing a little bit. Let me see if I can make it better. Alright, so now let's see. Let's turn on the AC. That's a lot better. Alright, so let's continue with this part. Engine coolant temp 83, batteries at 13.6. Usually it sits at like around 13.8. Air temp, intake air temp 125. Alright, so we're gonna, once you click here on the top, goes all the features. So this is where we're at in the dashboard. I'm gonna go by one by one. Diagnose panel. This is what you go and you see everything that's going on in the engine. You see it says engine mode steady. You see RPM, map. You see all the signals over here. Whatever is throwing TPS at 0.0%, some whatever little percent in there. The dwell time, the timing that I'm running at idle 20%. Injector, primary injector. I don't have no secondary. And 9%. Oh, go back. I don't have none of that. I'm not using none of that. The TPS. These are basically ethanol content at 9%. Fuel temperature at 101. I don't know if you know how it's getting fuel temp, but next window, the O2 general sensor that's needs to be calibrated. Two-step is off. It's disabled. TPS and your coolant temp, it tells you the voltage over here. Alright, so we go to the next window, the injectors, the time, millimeters, seconds, something like that. And you see only 3. And then the output for this is for the boost controller and fuel pump. There's nothing in there because I'm not running any boost right now. Same thing with the ignition and the tachometer. This is the RPM, and this is the ignition and the degree and the RPM, the whole 9 yards. And then if you got anything going on, you can just hit this little part and it will diagnose the car if it's got something running or something wrong. All right, let's go back. Wait. Oh, and this is the screen in the front. I'll go back. Alright, so then we go to the little star, which is favorites, but I'm not gonna do. This is when you want to go to something quick. You hit favorites and you go there. Oh, sorry. Injection, main fuel table. This is what I like. This is where I be most, playing with the fuel. This is when you have it in advanced mode. When you have it in simple mode, it's just like a little graph. And then when you have it in advanced, then you can go cell by cell. You click on the cell and it will go to yellow. Yellow means that's where you are at. If not, then you can just play around the cell, like use RPM, PSI, the 100 yards in there. Overall fuel trim, if you want to go up and down in the map, like add more, take more, that type of stuff. RPA compensation, O2 loop. This engine, I do play with this a lot. This is very important. Where like when the car is low, how much fuel and you take out and you give some more. Very important. Intake, the same thing. Voltage, fuel compensation. This is for the injectors. Very important you set that, because if it goes below the voltage, then it's called dead times. TPS, prime, engine start. This is very important too, for when you want to start your engine. Alright, so let's go to ignition. Main ignition table, same thing. You know, it looks. I have it in. I believe I got it. Yeah, I have it in a band, so it tells you the degrees, how many degrees you're gonna be running. Like, I'll give you an example. 8,000 degrees. I mean 8,000 RPM. I have it at 26. Damn. At 8. So I have it example when I'm at 65, 7,000, 75, 18 degrees at 20 pounds. When it hits 23, it's at 16 pounds. I'm sorry, when it hits 16, when it hits 23 pounds, it's at 16 degrees, so we drop 2 degrees up there. Alright, so the same thing, kind of the same way of the fuel, ignition time, the whole 9 yards, but just for ignition. Now let's jump into the drag race features. This is my favorite part, when you can set your burnout. I have it disabled, but here you can set how high you want to go, your RPM, and so you don't rev it all the way up. 3-step, 2-step, brake line lock, timing table, gear shift, time based enrichment, pro nitrous, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this thing is staging control, technology, everything. This is also here internal data logger, idle. Let me see which ones I use. This to control electrical, shift light, revolution limiter, air conditioning, which I'm using that one, fuel pump. Here, like, I have it timed. Activation time 4 seconds for prime. I have it running. I have it running negative. I'm not running. Output signal is negative. It goes to a relay. Cold start. Camshaft Control. This is what we're gonna be playing later with the VVTi. Let's see, progress, generic. This is where I do my my boost controller. Go here, so you see that. So when it starts hitting 4,000, that's when you start seeing my solenoid opening. And then I have it maintained at 70 all the way to 8,000. So this will give me 23 pounds, and then will drop right before I shift. Boost activated output, tachometer output, wastegate pressure control. I'm not using that one. Start bottom, if you want to start it with your bottom, traction control, genetic output. Alright, let's see with the alerts, safe, mode RPM, limiter, overboost. These are all the features it's got to protect your engine. Oil pressure when it drops, minimal oil pressure, low fuel pressure, O2, low temperature, high temperature, all those things. And engine settings is when you're gonna set up, when you put it on. This is where you set up everything. The wiring harness tells you where you have everything. White 1, 2 is 2-step, 3. I still got that one available. TPS, engine temperature. Then we go to the blue ones. Cylinder 1, 2, 3 are for my injectors. 4, like what I explained earlier. I still got the 6 available. Same thing with the white ones. I'm using all the white ones. And then let me see what else. Sensor calibration, very important. This is where I calibrate everything. TPS, oil pressure, air temp. This is where you calibrate every single sensor that you have in the car. This is where you calibrate it. Alright, and then this last one is for your first map, second map. You can put up to 5 maps in here, or edit and take out, and then with the whole 9 yards. So I mean, this is kind of like the overview of the car. Look, I'm at 197 degrees. It's perfect. And for the RPM, the speedometer is not working right now. I have a Dakota box, but everything else seems to be working really well. So that is an overview kind of the FT450, and it is available right now. If you guys want to order one, let me know on the comments if you want to buy one, and we'll get you squared away with one. And if you need help installing it, I'll go fly, whatever you need me to do, I'll install it for you guys. So everybody, thank you. MT is the one that supplies me with the Fueltech, MT Fabrication. So you can just contact him directly. Just tell him you saw the video on Toxic Garage, and he will take care of you guys. So everybody, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the video.